So moving on, here we are at the benefits. So describe briefly how participants may benefit now or in the future from engaging in the proposed research study. How will you benefit? The way we came up with a brief sentence that say faculty may benefit from participating as it will give the program a better idea of what they may need. Students may benefit from possible program adjustments that may more closely align with their educational needs. So just a brief discussion of the participants. What are they going to gain from this? Any benefit at all? Maybe your participants won't. Maybe future students might benefit from the knowledge that comes from your study. Also brief explanation of how the research may benefit society, either now or in the future. If you are finding that your information is educational for society, say this research will benefit society by creating the awareness of whatever, or it is going to give us some more knowledge base that social workers can build on to create more programs, whatever you think that your research might do for the society in the future. And what is the knowledge that may reasonably gain from the proposed research? Why is it important? Is it important because it'll increase knowledge for social workers? Why is it important? Just a brief statement. Do not write too much in here because they are reading hundreds and hundreds of IRB applications. So just a brief, well-stated statement that says this may be important for the future for whatever agency or whatever. Okay, so now this is an area also, the scripts that students get very confused about. So the approach script. The approach script is, what are you going to say to the participants when you approach them to ask them to participate? This usually ends up being in an email. If you are doing a poster, what are you going to put on the poster? So how are you inviting them to participate? So just briefly, this is our very short email that went out to students in the hybrid program. So, and you include the link to the Qualtrics study so that they can get to that on the email. But a brief introduction saying what you're doing and why are they being invited, and letting them know it's completely voluntary and how long it's going to take them. And you say, we would really appreciate you participating. If you agree, please click on the link below to complete your survey. Thank them and provide them with your names. You don't have a consent script because you're not reading the consent form to them. You will have a consent form. So the approach script and the consent form sound very, very similar, but the approach script is what you are sending out to invite them to participate. So in the consent form, there's very specific things that you need to include. If you need to read the instructions on the IRB website for how to complete it. I will kind of show you here a little bit more. If you go to the consent guide form, hopefully that blue link works. If not, go to the website and actually look at the guide of how to write this. You have to let them know what you are doing. What is the study about? Because you are either a social work faculty or current student or alumni, you have experience with the weekend intensive, you are being invited. So tell them, because you are a resident at a homeless shelter, you are being invited to participate in my study. The study will take approximately X amount of time. The risks are considered to be minimal. No names or identifying information will be collected. Participating in the study is completely voluntary. If you're bothered by any of the questions, feel free to skip them. You may stop participating at any time. Choosing not to participate will not affect your standing in the social work program, or your choosing not to will not affect your standing in the agency where they are receiving services. You may ask questions at any time. If you have questions about the research, you may reach out to, give them your name and your email address. If you have questions about your rights, you may contact the chair of the institutional board of LCSC and give them his phone number. And thank you for your time and consideration. So very, very short, sweet, and to the point. And you have to make sure that this part is in a 9th grade reading level or below. So you have to, we'll talk about that in another lecture, but you have to check the reading level of your form. You copy and paste it into a Word document and check the reading level. And you have to then also add that right here. What is the reading level? It should be 9th grade or below if it's not a college level. So we were looking at college level, so we got it down to 10.2, so we were still within our limits of what we could do. And that is where I'm going to end for now.